Happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend, Memorial holiday weekend, getting ready for the summer. And me and my crew, we are back. We are going to give you our rundown of what happened on The Chi, Season 6, Episode 11, Saints and Sinners. All I can say is, Jake, not the first lady of the church. We'll discuss that. And y'all's favorite man who make y'all grow fingers on your underwear and they crawl off your body, Mr. Leon, the lawyer, has that same effect on Alicia. And we'll discuss that too. And we'll also talk about some of the crazy things that happened in politics last week that also involves our girl, Jasmine Crockett. All that and so much more. It all starts right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
What's up, everybody? You are definitely in the building with the all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything. Sexy as hell host. That is me, LAMONT TYSON, bringing you guys another review and a little bit of entertainment to try to get you all through a Tuesday. Joining me soon will be the Hammer. She's here, but she's getting herself together. I don't know what she's doing, but she is definitely down there about to come up in this booth. And I'm curious to know, what did you all do special over the holiday weekend? Did you do anything? Did you go anywhere? Did you get out those grills? I know some of y'all be grilling 24/7. Year round. It don't matter what the holiday is. It can be minus 10 degrees where you live at and you still on that grill. And if you do that, that's okay too. Grilling is a great way to make good food. If this is your first time finding me, please subscribe. Please share my content. Please know that I also have a podcast. This is my podcast. You can get it pretty much anywhere you have podcasts. Also know I have an Instagram. This is what it looks like. Then I've got the Twitter. That's what that looks like. And of course, I do have a TikTok, and that's what my TikTok account looks like. And if you didn't know, I've got a merchandise store. It is shoplifegains.com. And right now, the thing that is selling like hotcakes, the B to the 6 power, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body t-shirt is in there. And I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's flying off the shelf. I think I've been getting like 2 or 3 orders every day for the last 2 weeks. But that's not all we have in that store. You can also get this right here, the Black Lives Matters Gang t-shirt. This was in New York when they was doing a protest, and we got that in there as well. That's a nice shirt for you to get. And hot off the presses, because of so many things that have happened to us African Americans over the last, I'm going to say 13 months. We've had the Alabama riverboat. Don't forget about that. We've had the issue with Jasmine Crockett, and we've also had George Floyd. So also in here, we've got the Revolution Will Be Televised t-shirt. All up in there. Jasmine Crockett on the front. Somebody looking at her, putting the smack down on Marjorie Taylor Greene. We've got the riverboat people over there standing on top of the buildings. So go into shoplifegains.com, get you one of those shirts. And ladies and gentlemen, look who has joined me. The Hammer is in the building. What's going on, Hammer?
What's up?
Ain't a whole lot. How you feeling today?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay.
Maintaining.
Well, we glad to have you, my sister. We're gonna talk a little shy, but Moochie, ever since I did that political video about Jasmine Crockett, it has really just been taking off. And I think that there's a lot of people in my audience that are interested in our thoughts on politics, how politics plays a role in our life, and what knowledge we can present to them based on the years of experience dealing with politics me, you, and some of the other people have done. And so, Moochie, I've got a segment for us, a quick political segment.
Wow.
I did a quick 2.5-minute videos on the politics of last week and what's going on. We're going to take a quick look at that. And Moochie, just pick any subject that burns your buttons and we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Here we go.
So honestly, my first thought was, if you had some lashes, you may still have your husband.
I think Jasmine Crockett should take the opportunity to make a lash line. We call that shit Lashes by Jay. Or we could call it the Congressional Lash. And then when you see Marjorie Taylor Greene out in public, instead of saying anything aggressive to her, you just wink your eyes at her and she'll know what the hell you mean. And if you pair that with one of these t-shirts I got or Jasmine Crockett got, she'll really get the picture. But having said that, she done tried to clap back. And we're going to discuss that and the whole Neanderthal thing in this video. You can still get the bleach blonde bad bitch butch body t-shirt. My version, the B to the 6 power, but I just made it the B to the 7 power in shoplifegains.com. If you don't like my version, Jasmine Crockett has a version you can get from her store, and I'll put her link in the video description.
Bitch. So you want to legalize federal misinformation and make it illegal for the FBI to interfere with this? Yes. You want to eliminate the Department of Education, the Department of Commerce, and deploy the military to any form of protest in America? Yes. It says here you want to allow the president to replace federal employees with who he deems loyalists that will agree to any bill he wants to pass. Yes. So you basically want to legalize a dictatorship. Yes. I'm not done talking! You basically want to legalize a dictatorship and take away the working class's ability to protest and fight for their rights, giving total power to the ones who have more money and not to the ones that made them rich. Yeah, definitely, yes, yes. So just a personal question. This would openly create new slaves. How are you agreeing to all of this? Because I'm rich and none of this actually affects me, and some of it benefits me, even if it's to the detriment of the rest of the population. So you're okay with oppressing the majority of America as long as it means more power for you and your team? Yes, I'm definitely okay with that. My family's good. But have you considered the families that aren't good? Also, the fact that the wrong person in power could pass unethical bills and destroy America as a whole. I just told you I'm rich. I don't care about any of this. Just pass the bill. Yes to everything. I got things to do. So money has led to your abandonment of ethics, morality, and any sense of empathy for the rest of America. So you are a legal terrorist. Yes! Yes! Yeah!
Moochie, it's funny, but it's sad.
It's sad that somebody's really thinking like this and they really trying to pass this, and people's not paying attention. And I'm guilty of it too, because we paying attention to all of the celebrity salacious stuff, and they passing laws on the low. We gotta pay it. They're passing laws on the low. They're trying to create a situation where once again we're gonna be the underdogs fighting.
Yeah. So Moochie, that's why I'm gonna go back to doing politics on this channel. Before I met you and before my channel ever got any buzz, one of the first 3 videos I ever put up was about politics, because I remember it is that deep, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you want to give it credence or not, pretty much everything in your life has a political angle to it, whether you want to support it or get involved or not. And because my audience has grown and there has been this showing of some people who are interested in it, I'm going to start doing it and use facts to support what I'm doing and try to make it entertaining as well. But out of all those things you saw in those videos, Moochie, which one stood out to you the most? Obviously, the Project 25 thing stood out to you because even though that was a cartoon, that is exactly what the Republicans have basically put together, but they've used patriotic wording to make it sound appealing to people.
Yeah, they make it sound patriotic for the simple fact of who's gonna benefit from it the most.
Right.
So they feel like they're doing their patriotic duty to put this in effect.
Yeah, and then a lot of people who think they're bright, but they really ain't, they just love hearing those terms, patriotic, duty to country, and all that bull jive that the rich push down our throat to keep us from wanting to obtain the riches and hold the rich accountable. That's what it boils down to, because one way that the middle class and poor can hold the rich accountable is by voting for a party that is going to hold them accountable. But I think that what has happened is that we understand that because there's money involved in politics, there's corruption. And they have gotten to the point where their messaging has made it sound as though everybody is so corrupt. Why vote? Which discourages people from voting. But at the same time, they know that by also pushing that patriotic duty to country bullshit, that certain people are still going to show up and vote no matter what lie they throw at them. And that's where I feel like me and Larry can be effective in keeping Democrats on mission. Don't get discouraged, because when you get discouraged, they still going to go show out and vote, because they're telling you, even though we are listening to the Republicans say that everybody is corrupt, we still going to show up and vote for their corrupt asses.
Exactly.
And Democrats will get all in their feelings and be like, well, I'm not voting for nobody because they all dirty. Well, when you do that, you are allowing them to enact these hypocritical laws, these laws that push the country back, these laws that don't protect the poor and the middle class, these laws that really are for the rich, the lobbyists, and do more damage to corrupt the government. And the biggest thing that's on my ticket, ladies and gentlemen, why I'm voting for Biden, it's not necessarily because of Biden. It's more so about that Supreme Court. Ladies, don't forget what they just did to y'all's ovaries, y'all's women's right to choose, and allowing individual states to pass laws now saying that birth control is the same thing as taking cocaine and you're going to go to jail. Think about that. Think about that, ladies. So I say, if you get discouraged, just know that voting does matter. And if you don't want to vote for Biden because of everything he's done with Palestine, I don't like it either. Just know that here at home, that Supreme Court matters. And we need to figure out a way to get that back. And the last thing we need is somebody to kick the bucket, and Trump gets to really, really make this thing even worse than what it is. So post your comments. Let me know what you think. Go to shoplifegains.com. Grab the Revolution Will Be Televised t-shirt, or you can go get the Black Lives Matters game t-shirt. Or if you're feeling real froggy, you can go ahead and get the B to the 6 Power Bleach Blonde, bad built butch body. They selling fast. Go get you some. So Moochie, what did you think of this episode? This episode of The Chi and your boy Leon. I know what his name is on the show, but he's gonna forever be Leon to me. Coming back,
Alonzo.
Let me tell you something, Moochie. That dude has such a strong aura of a man. Did you see how putty Alicia was in his hands? Like he probably could have took her upstairs and did anything he wanted to do with Alicia, but he didn't.
Yeah, he said she was tired, but she was tired from Shad blowing her back out, so she was good.
Oh, that's what it was, Mooch.
Yeah, that's why she was tired. That was my analogy of it. She was tired from Shad taking care of that, turning Shad into Shaft. Can you believe it?
Wow, she sure did. And so we'll take this one from kind of the top real quick, Moochie. So they start out, we get to meet old girl's daddy, okay? And we already know she's let us in that there are some issues between her and her daddy. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, he is a grandfather, and this girl, the first lady that's on his hip, damn it, she don't look like she barely older than the daughter. But we all noticed how Jake was staring at her and how she was staring at him. But I think the biggest thing for me, Moochie, was the fact that this dude, he ain't nothing but a Creflo Dollar pastor. He is one of those name it and claim it prosperity pastors. Damn if he ain't run the collection plate around like 5 times. Moochie, what you think of this whole situation with the pastor, his wife, Jake, his daughter, Papa? Go in wherever you want to go in. You're on mute.
I was saying he reminds me of the Brooklyn pastor that got robbed online.
Oh,
so that's what he reminds me of. Kenya's father reminds me of that. We already know he about the almighty dollar.
Right.
Tatiana is Tatiana to me because she came there right there. Like it wasn't no shame. Like she was openly flirting with Jake in front of her husband.
In front of him, yeah.
So do they have some sort of hidden agenda, Lamont?
Moochie, you know that's what I'm thinking. There's got to be a hidden agenda. Now, is there any chance that Pastor Dollar is connected to Duda? Because remember, Duda at one point in time was trying to wash money through the church. So could Pastor Dollar be letting Duda wash money through his church right now and is trying to get people, these young kids, set up? Because I gotta believe in my heart, he knows his wife is running around here messing around with people. He's got to know that, and he's okay with it. What do you think?
I guess they have an open relationship. They're gonna put all of these people in wash mode, and his big project right now is pulling in Papa. He wants that. He wants the popularity of his podcast. He's giving him hopes that how his congregation, how Papa's pulpit will grow if he unites with him. He got him ready to leave Smokies and come work with him full time. And he knows his mom is against this.
I liked how Bakari, did you see that moment where Bakari was on the mama's side when the mama was like, do it for the righteous purpose and not the financial purpose? But I didn't like how the mama tried to smack him down the way she did. Because I feel like the mama has never wanted Bakari in the house. And we know the mom is hurting with the husband going and all that.
Right.
But I think that sometimes you've got to understand that the power of peers versus a parent can be a big difference. And you've got a child who's on your side trying to tell Papa the right thing to do, and you over there smacking him down in front of Papa's face, like, disrespectfully.
Well, I understand though. She's grieving. She feels like she feels like in some way this kid could have stopped this. She knows he's not responsible for it. But she knows as bad as you are, I know you could have probably protected my husband. That's how I see it.
Okay. I'm with that. I can definitely see that. But at the end of the day, even though she feels that way, she still has made the choice to let that young man stay underneath their roof and almost be a family member. And when you are going to make that choice, you can't keep treating someone in that manner. If you're harboring that much animosity to them, you probably should get them up out of your house and not let them stay there as if we're working towards something better. So that's why I'm saying she shouldn't be coming at him like that when he's actually trying to help you with your son who could be about to be going to a lost place.
Exactly. We thinking he's just gonna go to the school to become a reverend.
Yeah,
because that was his plans plans when he found out everything about his father. That was his plans.
Right.
But now, since they have come back, he's having a change of heart because I believe he wants to be a provider for his family, and he likes all the glitz and the glamour of the church. I mean, and at the end of the day, all that glitters is not gold.
No. And then Moochie, think about this. Think about what else is going on with Papa. All his friends, except for Bakari, are blowing up. Jake is about to be Fashion Nova. He's seeing that Kevin done gone on, took the gaming industry by storm. And he's the one that's still working at the diner. So he's looking at all his friends blowing up. They got women and all that. That's got to be somewhere in the back of his mind as part of his circumstances. And here is a golden opportunity for you to link up. Like this picture of Jesus Christ with a Jesus piece, Moochie, that rubbed me the wrong way from the beginning. Like, come on. I like the picture I like the depiction of Jesus, but the red coat and the Jesus piece, that was too much. I was like, dude, this is all about the money. And you so slick with the tongue, you've gotten people to buy into it. And now you've got a vulnerable young Papa. Very vulnerable.
Vulnerable and impressionable.
Yes. Your father, you was his daddy's enemy. And now you're about to get him hooked. Do you think that he's going to use his daughter to play a role in this somehow, some way? Or is the relationship between him and the daughter really broken?
if she sees him coming there like that now, and he's a part of the church, this is the part I'm worried about, because she's now dealing with this dusty behind Zay.
Yes.
And this could be detrimental to her, detrimental to Papa, because we already know he quick with the hammer too.
What do you think Zay's intentions are with her? Do you think it's to use her? Because I gotta believe his intentions with her are to use her. Like, I don't think
he's an opportunist, of course.
Yep.
He's gonna try to get in good with the father. You hear what he's saying? He trying to branch off on his own. He already made connections with Alicia, even though Duda don't know. He still quite. How can I say it? Duda is still thinking about, where was you the night that I got popped? He don't know who else was in that car. He can't prove that it was Rob.
Right. You can't. You can't prove that. And I thought
he may think it, but he don't know for sure.
And when they met up at the church, Moochie, and he was trying to get with her, and she put up that resistance, I already knew that was like low-level resistance. Like, because if a woman really don't want to deal with you, I think that she'll just, especially in the church, just cut you off. She didn't
walk away.
Right. And then when she said to him, "I've got a kid," and he was like, he's cool with it. I don't in my heart believe he's cool with it. I just think he's, like you say, he's an opportunist. He's just trying to wiggle his way in to see where he can get close to her, maybe get close to the father, and then we'll see whatever the next move is going to be to probably try to help get Duda up out of this situation. The thing is, how far is she going to get caught up in this mess, Moochie? How far is she going to get caught up?
I hope it's not far enough where she becomes a casualty. That's what I'm worried about. And once he said, "I know Jesus too," she had to change her heart. That's how it happened. What?
and then Moochie, the fact that she's saying it was a lot of things on this show that was kind of semi-unbelievable. The way First Lady came in and jumped on Jake, I would say that's unbelievable, but that could be the behavior or something that she's been doing already. And so I ain't even gonna say that's unbelievable. But Kenya claiming she never smoked weed, and on the first date, instead of going somewhere, this dude take you to a parking lot that looked like it's a place where you shoot somebody and dump the body, and you was comfortable with that, and then you start smoking weed in the car.
At all times, where she should have been smoking with Gemma and all of them, she acted like Honest Abe. Now she gonna do it with this dusty critter. You don't even know if he could. He seems so evil, like he might lace stuff and stuff like that. I just don't trust him.
So you don't trust when he gave that line about a king got to have a cold heart and a cold mind, or whatever the line was he gave, and then he told her that with her his heart was different. Or some paraphrase, something I'm paraphrasing here. You didn't trust that line from him?
I don't trust him at all.
Okay.
I don't trust him at all.
Should we put him on the chopping block as somebody that's going to die?
Where my book?
Yeah. Got to make you think about this. Should we put him on the chopping block as somebody who's going to kick the bucket?
Yeah. He's on there.
Okay.
He's on there because I think he's gonna get exposed. I think he's gonna get exposed by Duda. He's not as smart as he thinks he is.
No, he's definitely
Duda's already to him, and I think he's gonna do something where it's gonna come back.
I think Nook might have to take him out. I do. I think Nook gonna have to take him out.
Yeah, and the thing is, everybody want Nook to be in charge, but he don't want to be.
Nah, nope.
He don't want the responsibility.
Nope. You sure can't. You can't take that. Now, Moochie, let's move to a different family.
Who we moving to now, Emmett?
Oh, yeah. Emmett and his daddy How you gonna spring up a sibling that your grown child never met? You just spring them up at what he's thinking is going to be a one-on-one with you, and you just pop in. Oh, by the way, I brought your brother. We bonding. Moochie, you know I've been supporting the daddy, but I don't support this.
I don't support his movement too. This was kind of wrong.
This was poorly handled. I mean, very poorly handled. You've got to have a conversation before y'all go somewhere and think you're going to bond about this, or at least I think you should. And then they show up at the dinner and he's there again and he's making nice with Keisha. And then it took Jada having to pull Emmett to the side and say, look, your daddy's going about it the wrong way, but maybe you should be kind of accepting of the situation. How did you like the way they played that storyline?
I thought it was good because Jada is taking a page out of Keisha's book.
Yep.
And she feels like, you know how I'll look at it like this. If everybody would have got along, we wouldn't have wasted so much time. You know what I mean? People sometimes waste so much time because they in their feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it too. But if you didn't spend so much time in your feelings, these kids would have had a chance to be siblings together. And sometimes it don't always be your fault. Sometimes it be the one person that's in the middle of everything that don't want everybody to get along because they still want to be doing sneaky stuff. And that's probably why it took so long for them to get here. Because he didn't even know about this kid, and he the same age as him. But this was his bowling buddy. You understand? This is one of his bowling boos.
Right. And think about this. Jada had to accept these kids too. Right?
Exactly.
And apparently she's found peace with it. And I was glad that she tried to, the way she tried to handle it with Emmett of,
Keisha's accepting it, yeah. So and I don't think he saw anything or realized anything until she said that statement.
Right, 100%. Because it all got on his nerves because he thought he was spending intimate one-on-one time with dad, and something that my wife and I have talked about, and other like couples that we've dealt with. Spending one-on-one time with each one of your kids. It's a big thing. It is a big thing. And for him to just pop up, for them to do this, and you just spring your brother, dude, you should have called and talked about that first.
That should have been a conversation that they should have had.
Yeah.
Because the only other time we really seen Emmett with his siblings was when he got kicked out of Jada house with the bag, and he came there and he didn't want him to stay there, and it was a whole bunch of stuff with that. So I don't even think he met that brother then. That was a whole other group of kids.
Right.
And they say he got like 20 kids. Do he have 20 really? Like how many do he really have?
So this kind of worries me too, Moochie. Like, golly.
A foreshadowing moment?
Yeah, Moochie, it worries me. Like, Darnell is, getting his family together, and it's got me worried that we might lose Darnell. Like, the legacy of Darnell is going to be these kids getting, being together, getting together, going to a funeral for Darnell next season. It worries me a little bit, Moochie, and this is definitely a foreshadowing moment. What say you?
Look, we my panel last night, we was like 50% that it might be Darnell.
Okay.
Because he's reached an arc in his character.
Yeah.
Where we seeing him turn his life around. We seeing Bakari turn his life around.
Yes.
So it's like somebody's and I'll get to it when we get to him. But I don't know with Darnell. I'm worried about Darnell, Emmett, and Bakari. And I wouldn't normally be worried about Bakari, but I had a change of heart.
I'm not worried about Emmett at all. Not worried about Emmett. But now that you mention it, we'll go ahead and get on Bakari. I am 100%. Well, Moochie, you know what? I'm not. I was going to say I'm worried about Bakari, but I'm not. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not worried about Bakari. I'm not worried about Bakari because they are trying to turn him into the replacement for Kevin. So I am going to sit here and tell you categorically, Bakari's not dying. He's not dying. He is the Kevin replacement. That's why we're seeing his character arc turn. He's writing in his book, like Professor Gardner told him to do. He's going back, looking at all the mistakes he's made, kind of having a period of reflection and how he can do better. And I think all that is to ingratiate him with the fans so that he can replace Kevin. What do you think?
I agree with that, but I'm still worried because that's a confession, that whole journal.
It is.
He already confessed to taking out Ronnie. So it's like, you know, he could be turning his life around, but he could be also getting, we don't know how this teacher's going to handle this information when he gets it.
That's a good point, Moochie. So basically what you're saying is you feel like all this information he's putting in that book, the people he's killed, people he's hurt, and everything, could get into the wrong hands somehow, considering we got lawyer Leon running around, who we're going to get to him and what he did to his son in a minute, trying to get information. You somehow seeing that maybe this a slip and get into the hands of lawyer Leon.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I'm worried.
Yeah.
We don't see cops on here no more, so that's the only person that could be a threat to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Or we could see Papa Mother get a hold of that book and, like you said, put him out of the house.
100%. And then she go turn the book into somebody out of anger.
I don't think she is, because she knows that he wanted to take, if she reads it, she gonna know that he wanted to take out the person that took out her husband. So she might let it rock out. But you know, she has, you know, if she's the church going woman like she is, she might sit down and they might have a talk and we might see them bond now, which we wanted anyway.
I would like to see that. I would 100% like to see that. And maybe they team up to take down Duda. You know, and that could be a version of revenge for her. Maybe they would team up. Or Moochie, she reads what's in that book, and then she go to lawyer Leon and say, I have someone who can give you insider information about Duda, who is currently working with Duda. And then lawyer Leon tried to turn Bakari into, like, you know, some narc, some insider man to help take down Duda. Could you see that happening? Yeah,
but he got to be real careful.
He do.
He got to be real careful, because Nook will take him out in a second, just because that's how that's what he do. He already got his one, and like, we your family now.
Yeah, he did.
So
he did.
I mean, it's like it could go in so many different directions, Lamont. It depends on who's holding the pen.
Well, we on these shows, we holding the damn pen, and we write five different versions of how it go.
And every time they say, "Look, I thought one of y'all versions was gonna come out. It was better than what we saw." How many times have we gotten that with different shows?
We've gotten that often, y'all. We have gotten that. So stick in there, y'all. We trying to make some things happen. And so, Moochie, that leads me back to lawyer Leon, the panty dropper, the old head panty dropper, and him coming back, trying to solve this case, but shooting strays while he's doing it. And it was so funny to me. He could have kissed Alicia. She was going to let him do it. And then he didn't, and Rob was standing right at the door talking about bye. That was funny. The way Rob said bye was funny. And then next thing we know, he got Rob on a lunch date, trying to get Rob to be a witness against Duda, and Rob was not having it. What'd you think about this, Moochie?
He was offended. He came there. He was happy to hear that his father said he was proud of him. And look how quick the conversation, look how quick the energy changed after he knew he came there with ill intentions.
Yeah, man.
It was just like he said, F you. And you know, he was happy to hear, even though he sounded awkward saying like, thanks, Dad. He was happy to hear that.
I think that with him coming into the scene, him knowing Alicia's brother was in some dirty things, knowing Alicia, what else do he know, Moochie? What else do he know?
What else do Alonzo know?
Yeah, what else do he
Alonzo know a lot because he was doing dirt with her. They was like Bonnie and Clyde at one time, I believe. I believe they was like Bonnie and Clyde. He was taking care of whatever he could take care of legally and underhanded. If she gotta pay people under the table, he probably was coming in and doing that. If they gotta put muscle on people, that was her. That he was. How can you say it? The position that Shad is in now, other than the lawyer, he's gonna be playing that position.
100%.
Who knows? That might have been freaking that might have been Alonzo's leather coat.
Oh, you know we about to get there because you know we about to get there. I
saw some shoes in there too.
There's only 2 people who that coat and that stuff could have belonged to. So, but
I saw some Gucci loafers in there.
Yeah, that was a damn closet if I ever seen one. I think that with Alonzo Moochie, you heard what Rob said. His dad is a lawyer that get killers off. That, you know, he's a defense attorney that get people off. So imagine how many times he might been the lawyer for the uncle, for all we know.
Well, that's why he's saying he's when they had that first conversation, even though I'm talking about with him and Alicia, it was kind of some sexual tension there.
100%.
But she knows why he's there. I'm there because of your brother. I'm there to find out who took out. We already know he took out his brother, and I'm trying to get the person who actually did it and not Victor. She don't care who. She ready to put Victor in jail too. But if you know he didn't do it, you know he shouldn't be going to jail. Your own son knows he didn't do it.
And the thing is, I'm looking at Alicia like this. Don't you want true? Well, I'm thinking, Alicia, don't you want true justice? But her true justice, Moochie, is due to dying. It ain't due to going to jail. It's due to dying, which brings me to this right here. This is my thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen. When I make a thumbnail about something, that is a highlight of whatever I'm discussing. She done got this nigga here feeling very confident again, okay? Moochie, didn't I just say last week, do not go put the hammer down on her, buddy. I said, do not do it. Not only did he put the hammer down on her, but she taking him in her closet, which is almost the size of my whole house. And I saw her purses and her shoes and all kinds of stuff. And she pulling out leather jackets. She had Stacey Adams shoes all up in the piece. And then Moochie, she asked him to be head of security, knowing he can't carry a gun. And she basically told him it don't matter.
It's ways around that. That's how she said it. She makes sure he will get a license to carry a hammer.
Right. Like letting you know she got connections. Okay. Now, dude, I'm thinking, bro, you got to be very, very scary here. Because she even alluded to business and pleasure. Moochie, I'm telling you, that never works. Unless you're married, it never works. And they not married. And she done built this man confidence up. Think about the way he got to her house. He went to her house after he got rejected by, what ain't her name, Deja? He got rejected by Deja, so he's sad. He needed some pick you up pussy. He go there and get it. He go there and get that cougar cat. And not only do you get the cougar cat, but now you about to have a job that's gonna pay 6 figures, and she giving you clothes, and you getting the cougar draws. Moochie, talk to me about this situation.
Is he gonna do something stupid like go back to try to get Deja back and mess it up? Look, you know how he looked. He was happy with Deja. He got bored with her though. Is he gonna get bored with this one?
Moochie, I don't think that this situation is on him because Alicia is pulling the puppet strings in this situation. I think that he's gonna wake up in a moment where he feel like he in too deep want to get out, and then going to run to Deja and be like, help me get out of this situation with this woman. And Deja's scary ass. She ain't going to want to have nothing to do with it. And who could blame her?
I hope he don't run to Trig because he's too close to this situation if he touched Duda. I don't want him near. I'm glad he didn't move back in that house with Trig because he could have moved back there. But I'm glad he didn't.
Right.
I'm glad he didn't even pull Trig into this situation. Well, let me say Victor, because Victor is trying to change. So I'm glad he didn't pull him into that situation. So that's cool. But I think he's gonna end up doing he's gonna be her muscle, but how far is he gonna go? We already seen him get it in with the hammer when they came to the house before.
Yeah.
So we already know he's not afraid to, bust his, bust the hammer.
He ain't. Now, Moochie, when Alicia was downstairs talking to Lonzo Lawyer, was Shad up in her bed resting and chilling, or was this a different day?
I don't know. I think it was a different day. They was at Rob's house when he came there.
Okay.
This is her house.
Okay.
So he probably was up in the bed at her house. That's why she's so tired. He talking about you look like you need rest, and she said you look lonely.
Round.
Look, I beg to differ. I look like I just got my back blown out. That's what she
looked like she just got that morning glow, right?
That morning glow.
She got that jailhouse nut, is what she
when she got rid of the dirty nut.
Got that jailhouse loving. Oh my goodness. So that's not the only thing that was going on, ladies and gentlemen. We had some more stuff going on. Oh Lord.
Is it me? Is it me, or did Marcus see right through all of that body language?
Oh, he knew it. He knew it. And I'm waiting for you to use what's her name voice too, because we hate that voice, and she sounds just like Gemma. They talk just alike, and pretend like you are sitting there on Marcus' arm and you're listening to Bakari's sister talk about her track. So go ahead, Moochie. Summarize this situation using her voice.
She has an excellent voice. I love it. And I would love to hear more. Nice apartment. And the food smells scrumptious.
She ain't say scrumptious.
I was close to that though.
She ain't say scrumptious. Boy, I tell you, boy. Yes, Moochie, he saw right through this. He knew it because he continued this conversation with Gemma in his kitchen. He knew it. And he actually seemed like he's okay with it, other than he warned her, you don't poop where you eat.
It's a fact. That's a fact.
That's it. That's what I'm saying about Alicia and Shad. That's what I'm saying, people in real life. You don't poop where you eat. And then whatever that was, I'll jump to that in a minute. But this was nothing to me more than a setup for two things, Mooch. I think it's two things going on here. Number one, you might get the dad to invest in her music. That's number one. And then number two, to let us know Jake wasn't there. Dad asked about Jake. Girlfriend know that Gemma kissed Bakari's sister. And dad could just read all the body language and know exactly what the hell was going on. He knew everything. He knew it all. But that's what I think they were showing us in this particular setting. You think I'm right on any of that?
I think you're right. He's warning her. The question is she gonna listen?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you no, but I'll explain why in a minute. But the answer is no. She's not gonna listen. And then that leads me into this, Moochie, which I felt like was a bit rushed. But then again, if this woman has experiences just, shacking up, then it wasn't rushed. All y'all did was gaze at each other in the house of God, place of worship. And next thing you know, you at this man place of business and his house. You don't know him from a ladybug on the tree to a rat in the street. And next thing I know, you taking off your coat, giving him head in front of the damn window where everybody could have seen what the hell was going on.
Exactly.
It felt unrealistic, other than the fact that she's in practice of doing this with not just him, but anybody. How did you see it all, Moochie?
I thought she was disgusting. I don't know how old she is, but I just felt like this was like why? Like what how is he gonna get roped in? Is this gonna go bad for Jake? That window was wide open. Did anybody else see? It was so many different questions going through my mind with this. And Jake could use this to his advantage. He could blackmail her for perhaps.
Right. The way they did the camera angle, they panned out as if somebody was looking through the window. But let's just legitimately say somebody was looking through the window. You can't do nothing to Jake. I mean, like, you can't blackmail him. The only one that can get blackmailed in that situation is her. And after it all went down, Jake immediately had a meeting with Gemma and told Gemma what the hell happened. And Gemma still ain't said nothing about her feelings for Bakari's sister. And they even had the talk of, do you want to be in an open relationship, whatever. And immediately after that, Gemma decides she's going to go get in Bakari's sister's face and was in there doing a damn striptease and got rejected. What do you say about all that, Moochie?
I said good for her because all she was doing was going for attention. That's the same MO she used with Kevin against Jake.
Yeah.
When Kevin wasn't paying her attention because he was going through his little problems, she left. And we talked about it last night. Once the whole baby situation ended, their relationship dynamics changed as well.
I was thinking to myself, Gemma, this is exactly what you did to Jake and Kevin. I was thinking to myself there. I was like, this is exactly what happened. And now she basically got rejected by her. And, he's basically telling her, we open, we need to explore our options. How do you think this is going to play on her psyche? Like, what's her next move?
I don't know, because she got jealous. She got jealous when Brittany was with the other girl. So she wants to be the center of attention. That's just like why I think her father already knows her MO too. Like, she's going to do the same thing with this kid, with the girl. That's why he told her what he told her. Don't ish where you eat.
Now, Moochie, you might pick on me, but since this show enjoys letting these kids, Jake, Emmett, and Papa, share each other's girlfriend, is there any chance we could see Papa giving her attention and then she get on the Papa pulpit bandwagon, knowing that Papa about to be pulling in all that money from Creflo Dollar Pastor?
No, I don't see her with him because we already see Maisha look like she's trying to look like her and Papa might talk again. I don't want to see that again.
I don't either. I
don't want to see that again. I don't want to see nobody getting passed around again. If he do go back to Kenya, I would be okay with that.
I would too. But I don't see that happening because Kenya is all messed up with Zanky Zay.
That's why it might be a problem with Zay and Papa. We might see a side of Papa. He's gonna try to reason with you. But I just don't want him to get in danger because of this girl messing with Zay.
I don't either. I don't either, but I don't like that situation. Zay ain't doing nothing to help that girl. He's just in there. He's not there because he's genuinely just likes her. He might be in there, smash, but use her for some reason. And he knows she's vulnerable because when he said, I'm okay with you having a kid, that was her security. That was her vulnerability. And he's acting like he's okay with it. So now he's all up in there and he's going to use the hell out of that, which bothers me. And we don't know what angle the daddy is coming from other than he's trying to use Papa for something. So It's a lot going on this show, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to hear from you. The thing that I just want to know, Moochie, they didn't put this in here for nothing. Now, what it comes down to is this supposed to be something that's going to link Jake's character to something, or something that's going to link the first lady of the church to something more sinister? That's what we got to figure out, and that's what we're going to be waiting on to see. And so, if you had to guess, Moochie, in the next episode, which one of these storylines you think they're going to be picking up on the most in the next episode?
Is Jake gonna be messing with this girl on a regular? That's the question.
Look, Jake is trying to play hard, and I think she liked that. You know how some people like when you play hard to get, or you don't need me, because she's in there talking about you need to get better furniture. Jake said you're gonna pay for it. Then he said I don't need you. But I could easily see her trying to help his business get better, her upgrading his apartment and all that kind of stuff. But at what cost? Because remember, he already owes Zay. He done took that money from Zay.
And his brother already warned him that it's a price that comes with that.
Exactly.
And you saying you want to get out another way. And the question is, are you going to be able to really do that? He thought that too. Reg thought that too. He's not here.
Exactly. He's gone. So post your comments, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to go to the segment where we take the comments from our super chatters. But first, let me remind you, go on over, stop at that Shop LifeGains store where you can get the B to the 6 power bleach blonde bad built butch body shirt. We've also got this new one in there. The Revolution will be televised. Features Jasmine Crockett. Folks were on the computer watching her in her congressional hearing when she smacked down MTG. And we got our people up there on the balconies looking down on the Alabama riverboat situation where Black folks came together. And I also got the Black Lives Matters gang t-shirt. You can get all that in there at shoplifegains.com. Our super chatter comes here on the regular today, Moochie. It is the big homie, DeMarcus. He needs his own YouTube channel, Vaughn. And he's saying to us with a $5 super chat, thank you, my brother. I think we will find out that Ronnie Jr. is Nook baby.
It's not. It's not.
Do you think that Keisha slept with Nook at all?
I don't know, because we don't even know if he was trying to pimp her. Because remember, he had a stable of girls. We don't know if he was trying to reel her in. Because remember, all of that happened where all them girls was at the house, and then they cleaned out the girls' house.
Right. I remember that.
They made it a safe haven for them.
Right.
So I don't think, I think the person who abducted her is the father of a child. She was gone for a while.
Right.
That means she would have showed up PG before that if he's the dad. Yeah.
D, I don't think it's the daddy. I do think it's Ronnie Jr. I don't think it's the dad. I don't. I just don't think that that's his kid. I am wondering what are they going to do with Nook's character. I am wondering how this show is going to shake out, because they've already said it's got another season, Moochie. So we got to keep in mind that there's probably going to be some shakeup. And I don't know if next season is going to be the last season. Probably not if they're going to say they're going to keep it. But we do know that there's got to be a shakeout that's going to happen. And it's all the wondering in who's going to die this season. So post your comments, y'all. Let us know what you think. Moochie, what do you got going on your channel the rest of the week so the people can look forward to good content and things they can see on your channel?
Interview with a Vampire, Hidden Gems, and Mayor Kingstown. We're going to be talking about the last couple of episodes. We're going to be talking about the best parts of the episodes, because we're doing from the 6th to the end, to the closing episode of season 2 to prepare for season 3. It's a lot of stuff coming on, so keep y'all notifications on, because I believe Clip starts this week too. So we got a lot of things coming at us, a lot of content. So it's going to be done in long form and short form. I'll be coming in and breezing out, giving my quick recaps. So, like I said, keep the notifications on and holla at your girl.
Same here, ladies and gentlemen. Most likely I won't be live tomorrow. I might post a video, but I'm probably not going to be live tomorrow. I will be back live on Thursday with the living legend Larry to talk politics. For as much as we do, entertaining, get your mind off things content, I feel like it's a duty to do something to help you keep your mind focused. And I'm entitling that playlist, The Politics of Being Black in America, because we're not all a monolith, and we all have different ways that we view things, and we all have different ways we're trying to attain things. But at the end of the day, we all have some of the same barriers, no matter where we're at in life. And I think that me and Larry are going to be able to articulate some history, some current events, and policy so that you guys can kind of connect the dots yourself and let us know what you think. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, download that podcast. And again, go check out shoplifegains.com. We got shirts and stuff in there, ladies and gentlemen. The revolution will be televised. The Black Lives Matters gang t-shirt. And of course, y'all's favorite B to the 6th power, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body shirt is in there. And until that next Sex is Hell video, we out.